I mean, when I was speaker, you want to talk about pushing the envelope. When I was speaker, I made certain that every single one of our staffers' salaries, job titles, job description, and name was online and updated every single month for the world to see. They weren't happy about it, but I told them, you work for the taxpayers. We're going to do that for state employees. I talked about zero-based budgeting. No more excuses with the legislature saying, oh, goodness, I didn't know that was in the budget. No, we're going to zero it out. And I want them to force me and my department heads to justify why every single line item is going back into the budget. So if anybody ever has a problem with a line item that's in the budget, their legislator is not going to be able to say, I didn't know it was in there. Their constituent's going to say, didn't they zero that out? And didn't you have an opportunity to look at that line item? I believe I'm the only candidate in the history of the state that's ever ran for governor that has said, when I get into office, the one budget that I want to double is the Office of Auditor General. The Auditor General is the nonpartisan watchdog. They are the ears and eyes on the ground. They are the investigators that investigate state government and departments every single day. To go back to our sports analogies, I wasn't good enough to play football in college, but I did play in high school. I can tell you this, and I'm certain you guys would agree. When you were playing an inferior team on a Friday or Saturday, you and the team, you didn't bring your A game every day that week at practice. Players showed up late. They went through the motions. They weren't lifting weights late at night. But when the playoffs started, you brought your A game every single day. Imagine if we doubled the staff of the Auditor General and doubled the amount of investigators on the ground that were watching over departments every single day. Your department heads in the executive branch and every single one of those staffers would be forced to bring their A game every single day. That's where I want to push the envelope, is holding government accountable.
Yeah, the power of the governor is undefined in Michigan. People don't realize. And I like outsiders versus politicians, because the concept of, okay, we're just going to shut the business down till we get it right is really powerful. And that's the type of energy. I'm tired of the compromise. I'm tired of the gray area. Leaders don't do average things. Leaders have to have exceptional visions and willing to take the risk to achieve that vision. And that's what I'm looking for. And
I was going to say, you look at my history. I am the only legislative leader in the history of our state that's ever passed constitutional carry. I was told that Republicans were going to lose majority in the House if I did that. Guess what? We didn't. The only leader that has passed making English the official language of the state of Michigan. I was told we were going to lose majority if we did that. Didn't happen. As I mentioned earlier, the first speaker in over 20 years that actually recorded a failed vote because it held members accountable. I was the first elected official in this state to call on Luana Simon, the president of Michigan State University, to resign over the Larry Nassar scandal. You would not believe the pushback that I got from that. Elected officials going after me publicly, saying that I denied her due process. I don't know what they were saying, the Speaker of the House asking her to resign.
Asking someone to resign
but
isn't...
I was told that I had Republican donors calling, cussing me out because they were also donors to Michigan State University. And I was very clear to them. If this person was tasked to run your company or run your business, and this had happened on her watch, would she still be your CEO? And it was silent. And I said, then why should she be president of one of the state's top universities? She has to go.